Love it, little common sense in the swamp. Let's bring in the Government Accountability Institute president and Drilldown podcast host, Peter Schweizer. Peter, great to have you on the show. I want to play some sound. This is Claire McCaskill on MSNBC, and you know who she's taking a swipe at. Watch.
DOGE is basically taking a claw hammer to find change in the couch. And that's all it is change in the couch. And they're not even accurate or competent in the way they're doing it. They're not doing it by grade. They're not doing it by job classification. They're not doing it by impact on human life and danger to the American people. It's just silly, performative crap.
Performative crap on this one, Peter. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, it's a ridiculous assessment. They're going about this in a very systematic way. That may seem strange given the chaos that's taking place. But what DOGE is doing is, number one, identifying waste, fraud, and abuse, but they're also exposing, Trace, the business model of Washington, D.C., the way these grants are doled out. These are not based on any sort of performance metrics.
Now, I want to put this up because you posted this on X, quoting here, DOGE is not just exposing waste and saving dollars, it is undermining the business model, which has enriched the political class in Washington, D.C. That is why there is such pushback. Elon Musk then responded to your X post saying, quote, correct, the parasites are thrashing hard. Is all the Democrat thrashing, though, influencing this debate, Peter? That's the question.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's an act of desperation, and it's because the business model is being undermined. I mean, you can look at the USAID money that was spent over Haiti. There was an assessment done that found over half of the money that was supposed to be spent in Haiti was actually spent in the D.C. suburbs because of these consultancies that were, quote unquote, advising on relief in Haiti. You can look at the situation in Ukraine and the grants that were doled out there that benefited companies that were paying Hunter Biden, the son of the vice president of the United States. You can look at the green grants that were being passed out. Stacey Abrams was part of a nonprofit that got a $2 billion grant. That grant came 1 month after they actually got their tax status when they were formed, and 1 month after Stacey Abrams had endorsed Joe Biden that the Democrats should stick with Joe Biden. So a lot of this money is being used as a slush fund for political benefit, and that needs to end, and it's indefensible.
Lastly, the Boston Globe writes the following: don't buy DOGE's fraud is everywhere fantasy. It goes on to say what's really fraudulent here is the Trump administration effort to portray DOGE as well on its way to identify massive amounts of easily cuttable spending. It isn't. This is political theater meant to produce dramatic headlines and instill false impressions. In actuality, there is no free fiscal lunch, not even when it comes to fraud. I mean, you hear it again, right? Performative crap from Claire McCaskill, political theater from the Boston Globe. It's kind of a theme here, Peter.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when Democrats talked about all the waste and fraud in the Department of Defense, the $9,000 toilet seats, all of which was generally true, but that applies to all government, not just the Pentagon. And I think the DOGE committee needs to really be praised because they are looking at everything. They're looking at the Pentagon. They're looking at HHS. Nobody is avoiding detection here. So I think they're off to a great start. They need to continue. It's not going to balance the budget, but it's going to change the culture in Washington, D.C., which Trace is absolutely crucial going forward.
Yeah, and nobody brings that up, but it really is. This is across the board, and nobody is sacred on this. Peter Schweizer, great to have you on the show as always.